So we have the tandem units. I've been getting a lot of questions about these units since they've been released, or since they've been announced, let me say. And the reason for that is because, for one, OP, everybody was like, OP, you called it, man. Dual units. Technically, they're not dual units. They're more so combo units. Now come to look at it, but it's like the closest thing we're gonna get, so I'll take it. I've been curious about them too since they released, because here's the thing. In Japan, you actually cannot release a unit like this. A tandem unit, which is what most people is calling it. In Japan, it is illegal, like extremely illegal, to release a tandem unit in a gacha game if both units are from the gacha, which was the biggest thing, because we were like, well, in America, globally, it's not illegal, only in Japan. So what they've done is they made it to where Sistina, and then I call him Jackal, even though he more so looks like Anubis. What they did was they made Anubis free, and yeah, Sistina, they made her a gacha unit, which they could, I'm just saying, this is just to be thrown out there. I just want to clarify, they could, whenever they release this shit in global, they definitely could make it to where both of these are fucking gacha units. I just want to put that out there. I'm not saying they will, I'm not, but I'm just saying they could because it's not illegal in global. Each have their own unique kits. They're pretty much exactly the same as normal units, but they have a bonus when using them side by side. So I'm gonna cover Anubis first, since I am most excited for Anubis. Like, I just love his design a lot more than Sistina. I also want to say too that these are coming out for the 3rd anniversary of JP. So we don't know when we'll get these in global. I'm assuming within 6 months, because I highly doubt they're rushing us to cross the blaze, because they literally just started. It's not like how it was with the Blood Knights, where they already had all the Blood Knights out. They don't have all the Cross the Blaze units out yet. Anubis has a completely normal style kit. The only thing that's different, he has his dual attack. For Anubis' slots, we have 5-star physical, 5-star defense, and 4-star defense. His skill is 9-second cooldown, 1800% fire damage physical. He increases his own art gauge by 15, 700 break. His normal art is 12,000% fire damage physical, increase own art gauge by 30 for 10 seconds, increase all allies attack by 50%, and reduce all enemies attack by 50%. His true art is 30,000% fire damage physical, for 15 seconds, increase all unit damage by 30%, and reduce enemies fire resistance by 35%. Now his abilities is when Sistina is in the party, he increases his own skill CT by 50% and damage by 30%. He increases his damage dealt to giant bosses by 20% and increases his damage dealt to earth types by 10%. So you see, they are motivating you, trying to incentivize you to use them together, because you're getting that 50% skill CT, which is going to help him. He gets 15 arts on his skill. That's huge. Not only that, he also gets the damage 30% up. So that's a really good damage buff. Factor that in with his true art damage buff, plus the enemy fire resist down. He's going to be dealing some decent damage no matter what. So now let's talk about Sistina, which is the other unit. Then we'll talk about their dual attack. Her slots are 5-star physical, 5-star defense, and 4-star support. Her skill is 8-second cooldown, 2400 earth damage physical. For 3 seconds, enemies hit chance 10% down. Her normal art is 16,000% earth damage physical. Increase all allies art gauge by 20 for 20 seconds and applies a 3k barrier to all allies. True art, 42,000% earth damage physical. For 15 seconds, increase all units damaged by 100% and applies 30% damage resist down on enemies. So damage resist down is a debuff that Shuri has, and that's a multiplicative debuff from what I've been told, and Shuri does some fucking damage. So this is gonna do some damage. You could use this on a team with mono earth. You're increasing all your units damage by 100%. You then use Earth Mirror's normal art, which is gonna increase all earth units damage. And then not only that, you're gonna get the 80% crit chance. You crit during this, that's a ton of damage. You use Jill's true weapon on somebody, that's like, what? Is it a 50% earth resist down? Is it 50% or is it 30? I don't remember. Use that, you earth resist down, you're gonna deal a fuck ton of damage. Her abilities will also increase maximum HP of allies by 10%. She increases damage to giant bosses by 50%, and then when near death, increase her own art gauge by 200 for 15 seconds. So near death is red HP, which is percentage based. So like, I think it's like, what, isn't red HP like below 30-40% or something like that? Which doesn't really matter too much, because that's actually really good, because what you could do is you could use stuff that buff up your HP stat, right? Get the stat boost, and then whenever you are on low HP, you're not really on that low of HP. Like, you could be at 6,000 HP. So that's actually really good. And she's increasing her own damage too. I think her true art is kind of fast though, so she will be able to use that with her true art. And then on top of that, she's going to be getting she's going to actually get 200% damage up, and the damage resist down to enemy. Yeah, she's gonna be nasty. She is gonna be a nasty unit. Her true weapon is a 5-star physical, gives you 500 attack, 900 break. Her skill is 30-second cooldown, 7,000% earth damage physical. For 12 seconds, gain 1 arts per second and 30% physical damage up to yourself. Abilities, when equipped by Sistina, increase own art damage by 150% when near death. And when her passive is active, she will also increase her own art gauge by 2 permanently and attack plus 20% when near death. So this unit really likes to be near death. Risky to play near death because bosses just do tons of damage and you can't really tell what attack is coming, so she can protect it. But then again, she also has protection for herself. So if you see a big attack coming, you could use her barrier, which her barrier, like I said, is like 3,000. That's not even including also she has the defense slot as well, the 5-star defense. So you can use that to increase her own defense, damage mitigation, barrier. There's a ton of stuff that you can do with that. She's definitely very unique. She's gonna have a place in the meta, definitely. Would she be the best unit in the game like a Vox? No, I don't think she's the next Vox, but I think she's really cool. I think she's very unique and she's gonna be pretty good. Now onto their dual attack, which is a pretty insane modifier, but it makes sense for 2 units true arting at the same time and, you know, combining it. It definitely makes sense. It is 90,000% fire earth damage physical. For 25 seconds, you increase your both Cross the Blaze units damage by 200%. All fire units gain 6 arts per second, and all earth units increase their damage by 150%. That is stupid. That is a stupid buff and modifier. That's insane. And I also want to know, you guys can tell me too, because in order to do your dual attack, if you guys don't know, you have to use both your normal arts. So you flick up twice on one unit to use their normal art, and it'll pop up, you know, their splash art, and then you flick up twice on the other unit, and then they'll do the dual attack. Does their true art buffs apply as well? Sistina first. Is it going to increase all my units damage by 100% and apply the 30% damage resist down? And then I flick up on Jackal, and then it's just going to do the dual attack? Is that how it works, or is it not going to consider that? Is it just going to do the dual attack? Because if that's the case, that's going to be broken. That's actually going to be stupid broken. But yeah, you guys tell me down below how it works. You know, once these units come out on JP, please, you know, tweet me, you know, DM me on Discord, whatever the case may be. Actually explain to me, you know, how these units work with like their true arts and stuff. Do they get their true art buffs upon activating their dual attack? Because technically they're still activating their true art, so you would feel like they get their buffs. But overall, I do really like these units. I really like that we get a really good free to play fire unit. This guy's actually not, I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty solid. He's really good. It's the worst part about him is his slots. He just has, I feel like, too many defense slots. The reason why he has those defense slots is because he's supposed to be used alongside Sistina, and those defense slots are maybe used to help protect her whenever she does get near death. So that's probably what they were thinking whenever they were designing him. One gripe that I do have though is that with Sistina, they are, I don't know if it's because it's illegal. Like I said, you know, it may be that they can't do it at all, but I don't like how there's no incentive apart from just the dual attack to use Sistina with Anubis, because there's no ability that Sistina gets that buffs up herself with Anubis. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of is weird to me how they incentivize Anubis to be used alongside a paid unit, but they don't incentivize a paid unit to be used alongside a free unit. Like, these guys will be coming out in Japan, I think later tonight or tomorrow, one of the two. So if you guys are summoning on there, you know, definitely, I wish you guys the best of luck. I probably won't make it to the JP account. I actually lost mine whenever I went through the whole thing of getting rid of Nox and trying to transfer all my stuff over to LD player. But yeah, overall, I really like these units. I like their design. I think it's really cool. And I wish you guys the best of luck. But thank you guys all for coming out, man. It's been your boy OP. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more content on the channel. And I'm out, guys. Peace.